Bama escapes 27-25. I took the over in this football game, and I think it hit. Hell yeah, it hit. We're 10-3 on locks. We're 10-3 on locks right now. So I'm just going to let everybody know, if you don't follow me on Twitter, you need to. If you don't have me on alerts, you need to, because we're 10-3 right now on locks. Just going to put that out there. The over hit. I just realized this as I did the math on the score, because it went into the last-minute situations in this football game were crazy. I thought we were going to have a shootout. I thought we were going to have like a 42-28 type of football game in Alabama's favor. I thought we were going to have like a 42, 35, 34, whatever type of football game, because of what I've seen from Alabama on the defensive side of the ball for the last couple of games, right? It's been Swiss cheese for 6 quarters. Reason being, playing a lot of cover one robber, not getting out of it, not making adjustments. From opening kick, Kane Womack, if you're watching right now, good job, my man. Finally making adjustments. Finally. They open up in zone, playing cover 2, playing Tampa 2, playing cover 3. I don't think I saw any quarters match, but nonetheless, playing a bunch of stuff. And guess what? Now on defense, you could see South Carolina adjusting. South Carolina doing a bunch of check with me on the road. You don't do that. You don't fall a hard count on the road, look at the sideline, hope that you can get everything communicated. That's not what you do on opening possessions. Hell no. Go watch that. The first 2 possessions, South Carolina's having to do check with me, because what are they doing? They're trying to confirm defense. What are they playing? And why are they asking what are they playing instead of what Vandy was doing last week, which was that's what they're playing. Let's attack the piss out of that, because that's what they're playing, and we know it. Because they didn't know what you were playing. Because now as a defense, you're multiple, and now as a defense, you're doing what we call dictating. We are playing defense, multiple defense, and we are dictating to you. Now as an offense, you're checking with me on the road, and you're playing on your heels. We are doing something that you did not expect. And here's the deal. Here's the great thing about being multiple. They can't ever get comfortable. They can't ever get comfortable. I might play 2 this snap. I might play 3 that snap. I might play 2-man this snap. I might go back to cover 1. Oh, guess what? Now you're 3rd and 9. Here comes the simulated pressure looks, because I finally got you into a situation where I could dictate and I could be aggressive. It's amazing. It's amazing what happens when you actually, I'm not going to say actually prepare, but you don't just line up and play defense. You don't do this. It's 2024. It's not 1994. We can't just, I got to watch this. Well, how y'all like my new defense? I got great players. You can't do that. The offensive coordinators, way too good. Offensive schematics, way too advanced. So, yeah, Bama had an adjustment, and Bama had adjustments on adjustments, and here's the best part. Bama got pressure. Now, pressure for 4 quarters, and it'll solve a lot of problems defensively when you're getting the quarterback, moving around, and you're getting the quarterback off balance, and you're sacking him. It'll lead to great defensive results. Also, probably due to the fact that South Carolina's offensive line is really, really bad. We can all talk about that and unbiasedly acknowledge that. Not a very good offensive line from South Carolina, but you were dictating, and it forced Dow Loggins and it forced that offensive coordinating staff from South Carolina to kind of get into their zone beaters, and they got to some of them. That's why some of the points were put onto the board from South Carolina, because, yeah, eventually you're playing zone. I mean, their coordinators make millions too, or maybe 800,000. Their coordinators make a lot of money too. They're not dummies, as much as some South Carolina fans want to tell you that Dow Loggins is an idiot. They're not, okay? They're not stupid. They're eventually going to get some type of, explosives if you're playing a consistent zone coverage. So I thought kudos needed to be given. Kudos needed to be given because you weren't consistently exposed defensively, because you weren't consistently playing one thing. So good job on that. Now, as for the offense, I just talked about it. Pressure causes problems for any offense, and great defensive lines make it hell. They make it hell for life on an offense, for any offense, right? Any defensive line getting after a quarterback like this football team can from South Carolina, you're going to have problems. Kyle Kennard, Dylan Stewart absolutely balled in this football game, but I was really impressed by the game plan. I don't know if y'all noticed, but it was very clear to me that the game plan was, hey, everybody tries to mush rush this dude. To hell with that shit. We're going to let y'all boys hunt. Y'all sprint after mesh points like you have nothing to lose. Go in there with your hair on fire and just run through contact. They blew up mesh points on read options all day long. They rushed the launch point with complete reckless abandon. And every time I see teams, and they can do this because Kyle Kennard and Dylan Stewart got the dude on the ground and continually get the guy on the ground, and they finish and they have elite recovery speed and they can run him down and they felt comfortable doing it. Nobody else will. Everybody else will mush rush this guy. They'll talk about contain. They'll talk about making him do it from within the pocket. They will not talk about allowing edge rushers two-way goes. You know why? Because one of those options is a death toll for our defense because the quarterback's going to get out and run around. Their game plan was to hell with all that safety net bullshit. We're going to hunt this guy. And they hunted him. They got after him. All right? And there's 100% facts in that. They're the only team, in my opinion, that's gifted enough at those two spots to do that, though. So give credit, execution, all that stuff. Credit is credit where it's due. But let's be honest about what was going on in that football game, too. I saw at least two, multiple situations where Jalen Milroe is the reason he gets sacked. And that was something that happened last year ad nauseum. Whether it be holding the football, not realizing you're accounting for that guy that's hot off the edge, left and right. Plays where the quarterback's not seeing things correctly, and it's a detriment to the offense. And a prime example, multiple times, happened twice. And then one time was a safety on something that he thought it was going to happen again. But they had what was called a simulated pressure, right? They got a bunch of guys walked up, did South Carolina's defense. And as an offensive line, we've got one of two options. We can drop back and do what's called a scan protection, which means everyone drops back and gets back on the same level. And then we identify which 5 guys are the most threats on the fly. We pick those guys up. Not necessarily a safe bet against simulated pressure teams because, again, we don't know which guys are going to come. So there's one other option, which is called not scan protection, a full slide protection. I don't know why my brain's going out. A full slide protection. We're either going to slide it left or slide it right. Every offensive lineman is working to their left or working to their right. Well, we're in a full slide protection, and there are 6 guys walked up on the line of scrimmage, or worse, 7. If we're sliding left, the furthest guy to the right on the line of scrimmage, he's ours as a quarterback. If he comes and he hits us, it's on us. Period. Point blank, no discussions. If we walk to the line of scrimmage and call Ricky, everybody's sliding right, we get blitzed off the left edge and we get hit, tough titty. It's on us. All right? So I don't want to hear nothing about offensive line couldn't protect, yada, yada. In certain situations, he was not accounting for his own protection, and that's on him. And then the safety, right? The safety issue, all that was, same thing happened to Carson Beck, but a little bit different. All right? They had a simulated pressure, did South Carolina again. They rushed for, drop. All right? They rushed for and drop a couple. But one of the guys that they dropped was Dylan Stewart in a spy. So he drops, but spies nowadays they're not, hey, wait for him to scramble. No, it's wait. If you see an opportunity for you to close space, close it now. So they rushed the 4. They dropped Dylan Stewart off the edge. Milroe thinks he's getting pressure, starts floating right. As soon as he floats right into the spy. Dylan Stewart closes space. They give up a safety. He tries to throw it away. Just couldn't see it. Not seeing it well. The interceptions, not seeing it. Not processing the full reads correctly. And then you see portions of the game where he is seeing the football or seeing the progressions well. Some of those throws to Giovanni Bernard or whatever Bernard's first name is, some of those throws are perfect timing throws. They're ball out on the right spot. They're runnable after the catch. Some of it's really, really great, and some of it is just sporadic. And I think a lot of that could be due to the fact that, yeah, we were timing him up. We were heating him up. We were accelerating his clock as a defense, right? We're getting after him. We're dictating as a defense. And I think South Carolina, the more and more I watch them, the more that defense disguises and plays more multiple coverage than anybody in college football. Anybody. I watch South Carolina on defense and go, what in the shit are they playing? What coverage is that? I can't figure it out. I can't. And I've got the ability to sit there and pause it and look at it pre-snap and then roll it post-snap and go, what are they playing? A bunch of mixed bags, a bunch of mixed coverages. It's really, really hard. It's a complex system. When you add on to the fact that they're disguising everything back there and they can get home, that's a big problem. That's a big, big problem. Let's talk about Tennessee. Tennessee escapes in this football game. Oh, no. We got Tennessee next. I want to talk about Penn State. Talk about Penn State here. And the reality in that I'm ad-libbing here. I'm losing my notes. The reality in that South Carolina-Alabama football game is, for South Carolina fans listening to this, you had opportunities to slice their throat and hit the jugular shot, and you didn't, right? The scramble play where Lenore Sellers makes one of the best plays of the weekend, $1 million play, $5 execution at the end of it, right? And they drop it. Mazeo Bennett, it's overthrown a little bit of a drop. You don't make the play. You have to make those plays if you're going to overcome upsets and overcome odds and do those things like that.